Hi everyone, welcome back to A Life Well Spent. My name is Kelly, and what I do on my channel right now is really just documenting my own financial journey to kind of keep me a little honest and actually to help me stay motivated. I think it's actually working. I started really filming videos in earnest in December, and it's been really helpful to keep me on track and make me really go through thinking like whether or not I really need to spend money that I'm thinking of spending. So, because I guess I don't want to have to come on here and be like, oopsie, I overspent. So I think really hard about whether or not I really want it, or do I want to come here and have to admit that I spent something on something I probably shouldn't have. So I do have my moments, but it helps me nonetheless. So on my channel, the way I'm documenting my journey is I will do a monthly budget and show you what my planned budget is for the month. Then I will do kind of weekly check-ins to see, what my spending has been throughout the week. And I typically go from like Monday to Sunday, or I try to go from like the first of the month to the seventh. But for the most part, like it's been easier for me to film on the weekends. But today is the eighth day. So basically, like I don't want to do it on the seventh day because then I'm dealing with like I could go out and go shopping at still at that point. So I wait until the kind of the days pass and I can say for sure what I've spent. Um, and I've just kind of wanted to consistently do that every week. And then I realized week 4 was kind of silly to do. It would just be easier to do kind of a closing out of my budget, which covers the final week of spending anyway. So I kind of do that together. There's a series of debt payoff. That's my current financial goal, is to pay off all of my consumer debt. I had 3 things on the list really that I was actively paying on. 2 of the 3 are paid off, and I'm just down to my student loan. So you can watch the videos on that and kind of see how that's progressing. And for the most part, that's it. I think I'd ultimately like to do more on like money and um, investing, or kind of talking about some of the things that I'm actually doing currently. I'm not quite at those stages yet, and I don't quite have the time for it yet. So right now, for me, it's just, hey, I'm tracking my spending, I'm reporting my spending to you, I am reporting what my budget is going to be, and then wrapping up my budget at the end of the month and showing you how I did. And I encourage you to do the same, to keep to a budget and try to find, making the budget is truly most of the battle. Sticking to the budget is has its own challenges, but you're not going to stick to anything you don't make. So I would definitely encourage you to make a budget. I would encourage you to track what you're spending, because that's definitely not a thing I've done in the past until I started budgeting. And even then, it was kind of just tracking categories. I wouldn't necessarily be able to kind of track down, like, did I need that specific thing? Or, how many times I've gone on Amazon and bought a book, probably more than I care to count. And how much money did that really add up to over time? Like now I'm going to actually be able to look at that because I'm tracking, every single purchase that I'm making, every single dollar that goes out of my checking account gets tracked. And it's kind of awesome. I'm learning some things about myself, and by doing the videos, I'm holding myself accountable, or rather using an audience to hold me accountable. So that's been an interesting experience, but this week is all about wrapping up that first week, so we will get into it. This is the first week of March, so I am debuting a new budget template because the old template I was using, I really liked it, and it helped me kind of keep track of specific things in categories, but I decided what I really like is kind of a running log, and I can see sort of more easily what I've spent when. And I ultimately was going to put this in order, and then some things kind of got out of order, and I don't really feel like fixing it right now. My goal is to put everything actually in order of when the transaction takes place. But here's where we're at so far. I already know this annoys me so much. So my I just did it today, so really this will be on next week's wrap up more so. But I'm gonna have to do one for my water bill too. I underestimated what both of those were going to be. My Comcast, my TV bill, it's my TV and my internet. It went up, and I didn't notice that it went up, and so like I prepay, and so they were just like, "Hey, you still have this balance here," and I thought, "How? I had a negative balance for a while." Because I was kind of like overpaying based on like, I don't know, I guess they didn't charge me as much one month, like some of the fees or something, I don't know. Fee structure, tax structure, something changed. And so all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean I owe you? So I've had to add that, which is really annoying. $8.14 over. That's amazingly annoying. So, and same thing with my water bill. But essentially, from here to here are my expenses in the first week. Now, most of these are going to be my general household expenses because I do pay my bills right at the beginning of the month. And so I have those totaled up over here. So my house and utilities will go here. I'm going to have to change that though, because I have to add some to my utilities. I have to add $8.14 and actually add, I just got my water bill today. So I think it's like $1 and change more. I just looked at it and saw that it was more than it was supposed to be, more than I thought it was going to be, rather. So with that in mind, I usually just kind of go through, and I've been trying to figure out a way with this transaction log to actually like populate into here. I haven't been able to get it to work quite right yet. So I'm still playing around with that, but worst case scenario, I can come in and hang on, let me see if I can drag this window down a little bit. See this sum column here? So I can kind of go in. I know up through here is utilities, and I can go look at that and then add in whichever other portion I need, and look at all of the other expenses for the rest of the week. So not too shabby, I don't think. $250.58, that's part of my other expenditures that aren't household bills and things of that nature. One of those things is something that I forgot because I normally have them done by now. And that's my taxes. I had to pay $60 and change to get my taxes done, but I actually paid for that out of my cushion that I have in my sinking funds. And I did that because I hadn't budgeted for it. The money's there in a kind of like an oopsie cushion anyway, so I just decided to pull from that. I never even gave it a thought because I typically file my taxes in January. And I couldn't this time because my part-time job made an error on my W-2s, and it's been a whole thing. But I was able to file. So got that squared away, and then of course I had to pay the fee to file through H&R Block. So well, I will hopefully next time remember to budget for that. I knew that like I started working on them in January. It was something with my local taxes, so it didn't really impact my federal and my state. But I knew I was going to be getting a refund. And so typically if I calculate and I know I'm going to pay in, then I like plan to pay in April. And then I would have budgeted for that appropriately. I just didn't even think about it. Stupid. And I should have. I went to the grocery store, spent $34.54. I ate out at a place called Pudgy's, which I love. On a day where there was just a lot going on. I got my COVID shot. And then I got groceries afterwards, and I was starving, and I was like, I have money in this fund, so I'm going to go get takeout and not worry about trying to cook something at like 6 o'clock in the evening already. So, made my student loan payment. You'll notice I have 2 charges from Apple. That's my mother. She purchased a data package, cloud storage. And I got this notification in my email, and I was like, what? That's not the one I get anymore. I get the bigger amount, and it's $2.99. And I looked at it, and it was for my mom based on the email address. And I just laughed because we have family sharing. So I think what happened is she didn't realize that it was charging my card, but like through family sharing. So it's funny, but I don't think she realized it. So I just kind of took a screenshot of it and sent it to her and laughed at her. But there's something I didn't expect to have to pay. So I most definitely have not budgeted for. But it is funny nonetheless. It's $1. I'm not that concerned about it. But I'm sure she'll take care of it for next month. But for this month, it's whatever. I'm not that worried about it. Yeah, that is about it. Mostly utilities. Oh, this gym. So I tried to cancel my gym membership. This was not even paying attention to the fact that it was remotely close to the end of the month because it was February and I like I have no concept of time anymore. I think it's the pandemic, but um I knew it was like towards the end of February. I didn't realize it was like the end of February, and of course February being a 28-day month, like it was over like that, and I kind of felt like, oh, no, I have like a week of February yet. I've got time to go cancel it. And I realized I didn't. So on March 1st, I emailed to cancel it. And I got a response like 3 days later saying, okay, that's fine. We'll cancel. But of course, at that point, the money has already come out. So that's a bummer. I was sincerely hoping that they would refund it, but I don't think they're going to, despite me asking for a cancellation on the first day. It's really annoying, but that one's on me. That would be a money fail for sure. Especially since I was trying to be on top of that. I just had no sense that it was the end of February already. But it is gone for the future, at any rate. That really annoys me. So it's going to come out of my personal money, and that's just, it is what it is. It's kind of a bummer. So that's my spending for the week. How did you guys do? Leave a comment. Let me know.